Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. It's what not, why not time. We're a little bit behind. I had to deal with a client today, so I got home a little late, but it's happy gobble gobble eve. Everybody gets to have their little turkey tomorrow, except for us socialistic Canadians that had it last month. But we're crazy up here. So, anyways, um, we're gonna bring in the panel. First up, we've got Pilsner Props. Don't bother clapping for him. There's no
Nope, nope. I'll
there's
fire
no
you.
point.
What's up,
Yeah.
everybody?
We've got Punisher Ryder,
What's
as
up?
always. You can give him an applause, maybe.
That's right. That's right.
And we've got a newcomer coming on, Skipping Stones.
Hello,
Everybody give a
hello.
big round of applause. All right. That's what we've got this week. Maybe a couple might drop in. Alien said he might be able to.
Oh.
Richard's on the road, so he might or might
CCC
not.
made a bunch of promises in the group chat.
Yeah, of course. He
You need to
always.
harass him.
I didn't give him the link though. To be fair,
But still harass him. He
he's doing a
promised.
show.
Nope, his big buyer's giving was at 9 o'clock. We got to harass him.
Oh, okay. Anyways, the topics, because I was so backed up, is weren't on the weren't on the site, but the very first one we're going to talk about is um, pop-ups versus scheduled shows. Um, a few people have been saying that their pop-ups are getting a little better than scheduled shows. Not sure. Um, what's everyone's thought recently? Is the algorithm changed maybe a bit?
Kind of appears to. I know people with large followings that seem to be getting rapid engagement on a pop up, where before you were lucky to get 4 or 5 people, no matter what their follower count was. Obviously, product and personality have all those things to influence it, but they're getting more engagement just showing up.
Well, I know through the algorithm, say for example, if Skipping Stones goes on, or Pilsner, or Geezer, or Surter, they go automatically to the top of my list. So if I pop on whatnot, or if I'm somewhere and they're there, obviously I jump in. Um, I try to check it, but I almost consider all my shows almost pop ups. The
Well, these
way,
are these are getting engagement outside of their follower group because what's the key metric is new buyers, right? These are getting new customer interactions.
well, I think when you got some new people on whatnot, and they start seeing a bunch of people in a room, or they start seeing become friends with somebody, obviously they see where they're at in rooms, and you know it's a mix.
Okay. Skipping, are you seeing anything doing pop-ups versus your normal scheduled shows? You getting
Well,
better?
I've only done one.
Oh, we lost her.
Well, she popped right out too.
Keep
But
wait.
I don't, when I move my shows or I move my times, I don't keep a scheduled time. I mean, I try to do a scheduled time, but it depends on what I'm feeling at the moment or whatever. So I would consider a lot of my shows are pop ups if I move my times or whatever. I mean,
Well, these are shows that aren't moved. They're loaded and they start pretty rapidly. Almost nothing
yeah, and I've
loaded.
been seeing a lot of big sellers doing this lately. Like
Well,
I'll be sitting
like
there, and when I get ready to go onto a show, I look around like who's the first hour before me, who's coming on at the same time, and who's going up after. And like all of a sudden I'll start seeing a name here or there that wasn't there a while ago.
Yeah.
well, so I guess the other question is the algorithm favoring it because their big sellers are moving that way, right? Do they have an impact on what the algorithm favors?
I would say they're gonna whatnot if they're doing business, they're gonna put their money makers up top.
Well, yeah, but their model. If their model changes, does the algorithm favor their new model?
That's a question I know. Skipping Stones is back though. Let her finish what she was
There you
saying.
go.
Yep. It was fine.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. All of a sudden, my app shut down. So what I was saying was, I've only done one pop-up show, and that was probably a couple months back, and it was of one of my larger shows. As far, I mean, I always sell right around the same amount, that around 200 books a night, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. But the monetary amount I happen to have, and the volume of people that were in that show were higher than what I normally do, but not by such a significant amount that I would suggest people do pop-ups. As a general rule, I think consistency and having a set time and having people being able to depend on when you're going to be there, I think that is more crucial in the big scheme of things.
Well, I agree with that. I've been on the the app here and there, and I float around because one of the problems I see with consistent times and shows is you end up in a loop of the same purchasers, right?
That's true.
Which isn't a bad thing, but they're not always going to have the money or interested in the things you have. So,
True.
Well, I don't think Skipping runs into that problem because she,
oh, she
you
has
got to
better
look
books
at the
than me.
way each
Thanks.
person sells. Skipping they don't know what she's going to bring to the table.
Well, yeah,
I don't know
no,
what
I
I'm going to
get
bring
that.
to the table.
No, but I mean, obviously, as I'm talking from an audience perspective, like we see people, you come back and I'll mod and I'll, whatever. But like, you have people that have potential and they have stuff and they have pretty good pricing, but they have the same 8 or 10 buyers, right? And I had the same problem when I sold. I don't want the same 8 or 10 buyers. You guys can hang out, you can talk. You can say, "Hey, do you have?" And I'll put it to the side. I didn't care. You can have the goddamn thing if you have a label. But when you're at the same time, I see a lot of sellers fall into a click circle, and they're not engaging new buyers. Where a new buyer might be on a different time, which is where a pop up would fall.
That's in my experience. I'm getting about 12 to 15 buyers a week, new.
New. That's impressive.
So
That is very impressive. 12 to 15 new a week.
And I can tell
yeah,
you when I sell, I come on maybe twice a month. I get at least 7 brand new buyers. So I guess it depends, honestly, what time you're on. Originally, just who's on the app and what's going on at that time,
Yep.
and how you keep them in, draw them in, and keep them interested.
yeah. When I get a new buyer, I start a giveaway to welcome, and I welcome them into the tribe, and I try to engage in that moment and acknowledge them, thank them, and ask the rest of my tribe to welcome them into the fold. And I think that I think it helps. I've noticed since I started doing that I'm getting more and more new buyers that are coming, not just buying 1 or 2 comics, but they'll buy maybe 1 or 2 the first show, and then I welcome them back if I see them in the next show or in a future show. Um, and I think that people like to be seen.
There's a
You
lot to
know,
be said about building a community on the app,
yes,
which is
and
often overlooked. But I have a follow up question to your method. Do you only run those giveaways when you have a new buyer? Do you use that as
no,
a metric? Well,
No,
it's an interesting topic for me. Anyway.
no. I load about 20 or so giveaways, just follower giveaways. And then I also have my buyer giveaways. And I will run them. And if I run out, I will create more real quick and add more if my show goes longer or I have a lot of new people that come in, right?
So you can always load as many followers giveaways as you want without being hit for TOS. So you can load
Correct.
100 of them. So you can just load them ahead of time. They go away at the end. So you don't have to
Right.
do that mid-show. Just load 100. But no,
Right.
I was interested because I thought about when I run my next show, can I use viewership as a metric and to give a I don't know $20 book away for a follower giving because I've every at 10 people, at 15 people, at 20 people, we get 30 people in the room, will give away a $50 book. I don't care. Just ways to push the metrics. We live in a metric driven world, right?
Right. Yeah, I really don't, even though my business background is one that has a lot of metrics and all that stuff, I don't really use it in my current situation.
You should.
Even though
You should. Loss leaders are business winner, right?
loss leaders are absolutely business winners, and that is one of the things that I use a lot. I mean,
I'm glad you have the background because think about using your business experience and loss leaders as metrics to push a givey. You don't have to run a givey just because people are there. Set
no,
a
I
loss
don't.
leader metric. I'm brainstorming. This is part of the first
Yeah, no,
experience
it's
on Santa's show, right?
right. No, it's a good idea.
Because JoJo's
I
Collectibles
just
did
never
that.
really thought about it.
He won't. He was doing boxy bot, right? He doesn't know what's in
Uh-huh.
it. He ran 2 shows in a row. He didn't run a single book because people don't put enough blue hearts in it. There's no loss to him. He's got to sell the stuff one way or another, in person at his LCS on another show, just to get the engagement, right?
I think you need to look at this two different ways. If you're an established seller, if you have a name that people recognize, doing a pop up at times could make sense. Maybe
Well,
you
yeah.
got a collection, maybe you got an exclusive, maybe you found a whole bunch of Star Wars or whatever you found. But if you're a new seller, and that's what we try to do is help people to be new sellers and everything else, and nobody knows who you are, doing
Yeah.
a pop up is a bad idea.
Oh, absolutely. Because my schedule shows when I first started would have 3 people. If I just showed up, I would talk to myself. I had scheduled shows where I talked to myself when I started. I agree with that.
So get yourself established. Watch the previous shows that we have done and the things we've talked about to help you as a seller get that following. And it's not going to happen in one show just because the algorithm and everything promotes your show and you might have a decent show your first one. It's going to take a little bit. Get that
It's
500 followers, 1,000 followers.
Whatnot believes in that beginner's luck first show method to bait you, just so everyone
Correct.
knows.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've never not had a room full of people. From my first show when I was selling rocks, gemstones, I had my first show had probably about 35 people within the first 5 minutes.
Well, that
And
says a lot about culture, I guess.
I'll tell you how I
That's
did
where I'll
it.
leave it.
I'll tell you how I did it. Is I was part of a Facebook group that was for jewelry designers, right? And I immediately announced that I was going to be doing Whatnot, and I went on to Whatnot, and within 24 hours I was selling, and had a great show, a great experience. And so some of those people came over from that. So if you're a new seller, my suggestion is if you're part of a group, such as on Facebook, a comic collection group or a whatever you're going to sell, right? Card group, whatever. Let people know that you're already communicating with, that you're going to be going live. And you might find that you're not in the room by yourself. I've never been in the room by myself.
Use social media as your promotion tool.
Jumping point. Yeah. And I didn't do a lot of promoting. I mentioned it in, like I said, in one of the groups that I was thinking about doing it. And then they said, yeah, you should do it. Da, 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 da. And I said, okay, I think I will. And I shared when I was going to do it, what my name was going to be. I'm skipping stones on there as well. And just jumped. And then within a month, I went to the toys, and that's when Punisher and I met. And then
I'm sorry.
I'm not. Punisher's not that bad, you guys.
This is what we do.
Oh, I don't know. He hasn't tried to run you over yet. When that
there's
happens,
still
then
time.
you'll talk.
There's still time. It could happen. But even on my first toy show, which had nothing to do with my gemstones, it was like I've been so blessed. I've never experienced the 3 people in my room at one time, except for if it was like the first couple minutes I was logging in and people just hadn't come in. I don't know why when I transferred to toys, it blew up. I had more people in my room for toy shows. And thank God I met Punisher, because he taught me how to use the whole kick people out of my room, because otherwise, after not my last toy show, but toy before my last show, I probably wouldn't be on here.
That is another topic we need to cover, is booting people and the value of mods and how to assign mods, because people have no idea.
I know. I had no clue. I ran for the first.
I'm not beating you up.
Probably month. No.
There's a dude I know who's run probably 60 shows. Last night I was like, dude, you don't have mods. I visit him regularly. He's like, what is that? Like, you click my name, you make me a mod. What does that do? I will show you.
How drunk are you? That was last week. We did mods as a topic.
Yeah, but we need to teach new people how to assign mods, not just the value of them. No, the new people don't know they exist or how to assign them.
Sure.
They don't know.
I had absolutely no clue.
Well, yeah, I ran into it last night.
And especially with female sellers, I've mentioned this in previous shows. A lot of female sellers,
and
these clowns come in and think that they can just like bully around or mistreat or harass female sellers.
He jerks to you, and it's absolutely unacceptable. My toy show I had that was around the 15th of July. I was so mad. I was telling people they were a-holes, and I was done. I ended my show. I said, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to put up with the abuse. I'm not going to have the people in my room being abused by other people. It was just off the chain. I couldn't believe that grown adults would act the way they did on my show. And that was the show where the show Punisher, where you got that.
Adults are out in public on Friday.
It wasn't even a Friday.
No, wait till they're out this Friday. You'll have a good idea. Yeah, you'll have a good idea what they're like.
Yeah, I remember that show because everybody was talking shit about that vintage Motu still in the
I remember
box.
you telling us about a show. I didn't realize it was Skip and Stone show.
Yes, and and that's the show where everybody was talking this trash and being hateful and everything else, and then I kicked their ass anyway and got it. So
yeah, I made my mom and it put my mom in tears. She was so happy that you won that dinosaur, and I was happy you won it too. Don't get me wrong. I was hoping that somebody that was one of the jerks well, I almost ended the show at that point. I was like, I'm not even going to do this. And my mom was like, just tell the damn dinosaur so they'll shut up. Right?
And it's ridiculous for a piece of plastic. Trust me, I love it. It is. I've sent you pictures. It's on. I'm staring at it right now. It means a world to me because I'm a huge Motu collector. But they're just looking for flipping and selling because it is a very valuable piece. And but to
It
treat
is.
people the way they treated acted in that show was ridiculous.
It was off the hook. I was like, if that had been my first experience, that would have been my last experience.
And I've seen it with
Absolutely.
Beauty in the comics. I've seen it with other female sellers. And I mean, I know Flat makes fun of me, but she doesn't have these problems anymore. You don't have these
Nope.
problems anymore.
Nope. And I now I know how to kick people out. And my mods, they don't even have to wait for me to say do it. They just do it. They know when, and then they'll send me a
Go
message
on.
afterwards about, if it was something that I missed. They'll just do it. And I give them full authorization. If you don't like what you see, if you're seeing something and I'm missing it, kick them out. I'm not going to put up with shit. I'm too old. I'm too old. I'm not.
I think
I'm
that's
not,
all of
I'm,
us. So Skip, and I assume that you're at your scale, you're in some group chats on whatnot at this point, at least.
Yeah, I do engage with
Make sure
a
that-
lot of other stuff.
Make sure that the people in your groups know those people so they can all ban them. Eventually, they will not have shows to go to.
Oh, are you talking about like on Facebook or something like that?
Your Facebook, your whatnot group chats, whatever. I've been in several on whatnot for scumbags, the givey goblins, the form fillers, and the word will spread, and those people will get banned on all
You
these
want
shows.
to know how to handle form fillers? You want to know how to handle form fillers?
You're not you. We haven't met. I sent form fillers crosscut Gen X books and said, "Fuck you. This is what you get."
Oh,
No,
let's skip
I
and tell you what
stopped
she
No,
does.
no.
Oh, really?
This one's
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Are you excited? Here's the solution, my friends. And you will not have another problem. You might be called a name, but that's okay. They can leave the room. Here's the solution. Because it is federal law that we have to allow them. That's why whatnot makes us do it, is because it's federal law.
Mhm.
So here's the solution. You can put stipulations on there for anybody that's not buying. And here's my solution. A 500-word essay written on the subject of the day for each entry. It has to be handwritten, and they have to submit a copy of it to your DM before the drawing, and no two essays can be repeated for the day or for
I
any day.
fucking love it. Love it.
And
Oh,
Love
trust
it.
me, I've seen some
And-
hate from it.
I love that.
and
That is amazing.
I have two. And you know what? They're like, no one's going to write that. Well, guess what? Then no one's going to win that.
Because I used to just take a
buyer.
picture. I would take a picture of the thing, and then in the description of the buyer's giveaway is like, you win a picture of the item listed.
I just tell them point blank.
I wanna see the
I
essay.
tell them point blank. I don't give a damn. I was like, when it's my money and it's my thing that I'm giving away, it's my choice.
You're not wrong, and the app needs to give some leeway there, because I've seen some people fucking hit for.
I've seen it on a PS5
I've seen
a year ago.
I guess I've seen several $100 game systems smashed because a form filler won it, and that person, fuck you, and just destroyed it.
Yeah. Well, believe me,
I'll happily give them something. You're gonna. I gotta spend the $6 to ship you. Oh yeah, well that's what I was getting at with the group chats, is spread the word on those people, because they're gonna run out of homes. Yes, they can create a new Gmail account. They can come back in on another name, and they always do. Most of them have 5 or 6 now, but spread the word about them.
Okay. Yep. Well, that's my solution. A 500-word handwritten essay on the subject of each, because I'll put, if I put in 6 buyer giveaways that are, or 10 buyer giveaways, I put a subject for each one.
That is awesome because I've watched a lot of people go, I'm going to run this for 15 seconds. I'm like, your show was loaded 3 days ago. They had that much time to fill out the form. It does not have to be filled out when it's live. As soon as you create the listing, the codes are there and they can fill out the form.
Yep, but they have to send me a 500-word essay. They have that. I don't do it until just a few minutes before my show.
Well,
So
I have
I'm
a
not that
spin you
prepared.
can add to that, which will solve it no matter what their complaints are, is in Latin. Problem solved. No one can ever
Another thing
comply.
I've taught somebody,
I can write in Latin, so that
500-word essay on every subject.
Sure, why not?
and I've
Well,
taught some
right?
other people, if
Yeah.
you don't want to deal with that nonsense, do a random generator on your phone. Take how many people, how many auctions you ran, 100, 200 auctions. Take the random generator 1 through 200,
Yep.
hit the button, and the person that
You
bought
already got
number
a label.
93,
Yep. I love that because you already
they
have a
already
label.
have a label and you're guaranteed
Yep.
to send it to your buyer.
And it's not outside of their rules because you can run that after show and say, hey, bud, you won my buyers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, cool. So that
derailed
kind of,
you, didn't we?
that's okay. No, it's always going to happen. But we're gonna
If
move.
we did, if Glenn would invite me and Punisher, we didn't expect that.
Yeah. Um, we're gonna move on to a little small. Uh, I was hoping this one was going to be small, but I want to do it because it's topic specific to the time, and that's Black Friday. Obviously, Whatnot is doing the no fees Black Friday. Everybody and their brother is going to be
Yeah.
on. What is your way to stand out from everyone else that is going to help you?
I'm not running a show on Friday because I think you're foolish.
Well, it's a lot like the foil packs, the Whatnot packs kind of shows.
Mhm.
You're going to be flooded at first. Run your shows at the end of the promo.
Because this is what's going to happen. People are going to be running books for cheaper because there is no fees. I get it. At the end of the day, what are you expecting with 200 sellers on?
Well,
What
that's
is
my
your
question. You
what
can
is
run
your
them
goal?
cheaper.
Are you
Are you selling cheaper?
Yeah, you're selling it cheaper probably.
Are
You're going
you
to see
though?
that
With that
nonstop
much
because
competition?
I have seen tons of sellers already what they're going to be putting up for Black Friday and I'm like, "Okay." And you're putting up these books and you're going to start them and I'm even going to use Richard. And I love Richard. You're going to be starting all these books at $3. I know you got a monster show, awesome books, but with 100 other sellers on and starting them at $3, I hope to God that they hit the mark.
Well, he has the word of mouth and they're preloaded.
I
That is the
understand that.
only, and you're not wrong, but that's his only saving grace. Because I saw a bunch of people that are going to do the same shit with no preloads. They're going to be running stuff at $2 starts, hoping that it goes to FMV.
And he gets to control it because if it's not where he wants, he doesn't have to run it. But we're
Well, yeah.
not necessarily talking about I'm not necessarily talking about Richard and the things and the way he's doing it. I'm talking about other brand new sellers or sellers
Oh, yeah.
coming on
You're
and
going to
trying to
see.
use the Richard method because Richard obviously is smart enough to know if that ASM
I'm
50 is not at a certain point, I'm not running it.
Oh yeah, I'm as I try and teach people about pre-bids, they are running pre-bids the moment there's a pre-bid, which is
You,
obviously not the tactile move you want to make.
we've seen this in the last couple weeks. I mean, skipping's different, I'm different, you're different, but other places have felt the pressure that they haven't seen the sales. They're maybe hurting a little bit. The holidays are coming, and they're doing fuck it sales. And that's how I scored the X-Men 12 on a fuck it sale. And
Well, yeah, the
what are
market
they going to
pressure's
do?
there as well. Don't forget.
What are they going to do Friday when they're sitting there and they're not seeing the traffic? They're not seeing, I mean, everybody can't be everywhere. And there's going to be people offering all kinds of craziness all day long. And it's going to be a very, very tough day.
Well, what you're going to see is a lot of the people are hoping, buyers are hoping, um, that there's going to be a lot of pre-bid stuff. They're going to hop room to room, pre-bid, or do the notifications so it comes up, right? Mostly notifications, because unfortunately, if they don't do a good picture, a good picture, what type of um, condition the book is in, there's no sense pre-bidding. It doesn't help you.
I mean,
You might as well.
Rich has been promoting his show. And again, it's not about Rich, but I'm saying is if you're a newer seller and you're like, okay, I've been on Whatnot for 2 months and I got a couple big books and I'm gonna sell them on Black Friday because there's no commission, and you don't do it right, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah. Well,
Look
Skip,
into the history of the name Black Friday,
are you
and
doing a
I bet
show?
you're going to see a lot of that this weekend.
Are you doing a show, Skipping, on Black Friday?
Yeah, it's one of my regular scheduled days. I'm just doing a regular show. But here's what I'm doing. I am doing, since Whatnot's not charging me promotions, I'm going to pass it on to my buyers with free shipping.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's picking up the
And
tab, which is awesome.
and so, because you know, my situation is so unique because I don't have to pay for the books, right? They're already paid for. They're passed down from the loss of my uncle and his store. So I don't have the overhead that the average seller would have, right? So I'm able to do that as well. And what sells, what sells. If my room is slow and it's things are, everyone's everywhere else, then I end the show early. I'll see everybody on Wednesday or a Saturday morning, because I'm going to right into we're going to do I'm doing 2 shows on Friday. I'm doing a show into Surtur for the release, and then just a quick rapid fire show where I'm giving stuff away and just kind of hyping up the group and then getting people together. And then we're going to do the same thing again Saturday for at 0:30.
Clock 30. So do you do a normal show at like the max 921 shipping or whatever the trend is?
Yeah, I do
So-
921 after. I think it's the 5th book that makes you 921.
Yeah.
And
So
I
at 1 or 2 books, you'll lose 453. And
Right.
if someone buys a bunch of shit, you'll lose $10. And if they're a good buyer, you're still ahead. So it's a smart move.
Right. And with, I mean, I'll probably get killed with the 1 and 2 book purchases, right? If they are just $1 or $2 items, right? But
Well,
I look
filler
at it.
because they're going to be new buyers. Grab filler books and give them freebies and show them their freebies to recruit them as future buyers.
And talking about that, I'm talking about that. We need to talk about shipping, so to help you out, so you don't have books coming back to you. Usually, when you do it, Whatnot already generates the ounces and everything else like that. So if it's like, you're gonna have to be careful with that when you do the shipping for this.
What do you say? What's the suggestion?
Well, so you're gonna, I would say, probably for your best bet to not have any issues with getting books sent back or people getting paid postage due or anything like that, is probably do 12 ounces for every 2 books.
Why?
So that way it includes not only the books, it includes the shipping, packing, and everything else that you're going to put into it. So every 2 books should be 12 ounces on 1 and 2 book purchases. On I for every 3 to 4, I would do closer to a pound. And this is just going to help you when you, because you're doing something special, and I don't want you to get charged crazy amount of money or get people that their books get to them and they're going to get charged postage due because of the weight.
No, I weigh my stuff out before I ship it out.
Okay, well then if you're doing that, then you don't have no problems, but this is for
Right.
people that
Well,
anybody would do that.
It's a USPS issue because the same settings I use for whatnot do not work on the bay.
no,
like a
they
slab.
don't.
Nope, for like a slab, I always get charged back. For what I would normally ship a slab, no problem. No adjustments made. I get chargebacks on eBay.
And that's what I'm saying. You know where I work, so I'm trying to make sure I'm seeing a lot of this. I deal with a lot of sellers of a lot of different platforms, and I help all of them with their shipping needs. So this is a way to avoid any kind of issues. But if you weigh them before you do, then you're fine. You'll have all that information already. But still a lot of
Yeah,
books.
I do 4 to 7 ounces per book
Okay, so that'll put you about
on
12.
the front end, right?
Yeah.
And then on the back end, I just weigh it, and then whatever it weighs, I do the adjustments. And honestly, hey,
But
can
I
you
don't
turn
know
that
how
down,
it's going to
Paul?
work. What I'm saying is since you're doing free shipping, I'm not 100% sure how they're going to charge you and how it's going to work. That's why I'm saying this could be a little bit more challenging than just because of that.
Well, it'll go where I just pay what they would pay. So if they would pay the 479 or whatever, right? And then I would pay the 479. Or if it's the 921, I would then pay the 921. Right?
Okay.
That's the way it
I'm
works.
hoping. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping too.
Well, that's why I mentioned it to you that if
I
you
only come
see it.
here because of Punisher's optimism.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you'll see it when you do your first book. And when you do your first book and you do your first weigh and you do your label and they charge you amount, you're going to be able to see that amount. That's why it's going to be important for you to do it if you have a computer at all, to be able to check that as you go. So that way you kind of know where you're at with that and if you got to do something else
Right.
with
Well,
the shipping.
Yeah,
because
I
you can
can
easily
look at
have
it
that.
on my phone.
Well,
Sorry.
and
If you have questions, if something doesn't seem right, you have my number. Just call me.
well, yeah,
Okay.
Punisher's not wrong because I think we've all had that one customer that's an awesome customer, and it turns out you got screwed on the shipping, right?
Yeah.
Because you set a max and they bought fucking 20 pounds worth of crap, which is great.
One rate boxes. One rate boxes.
Flat rate.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
Flat rate.
you can use your
And
adjustments,
it was
but it's like,
comic books. I can fit 60 books in a flat rate box.
well, yeah, but when you're new,
Safely.
because it's one of the subjects we want to talk about is when you're new, it's like you have this one customer and you don't know how the things work, you don't know how to do the adjustments on the app, etc. You have this
And
one
that is the
customer
biggest problem with new sellers.
has,
They
has a
don't
ton of
know how to
stuff.
set up their shipping profile properly and they get screwed and screwed and screwed and they
Well,
don't understand.
well, not just
Yep.
screwed, but they think they have a great customer, and they are. And it has nothing to do with the customer or the seller. It's that now that customer has bought book after book after book, and they don't know how to set it to a flat rate shipping box. They don't know that's an option, right?
Yeah,
That's
that needs to be done just for anybody that is new, because I've been helping people do this a lot lately with friends I've made that are new sellers. They don't understand that you got to go into your shipping settings before your show and put on the for under the domestic shipping, swipe over to flat rate shipping as an option for anything over a pound.
And you're
Yes,
foolish not to do it because number one, the supplies are free.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
they
they're free.
are foolish, but the app for the 6 or 8 slides you have to watch to become a seller are almost worthless, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now,
Right?
absolutely.
Yes, they are.
But
Well,
you
yeah.
have to watch.
Well, you have to watch them, and I've signed up to be a seller now versus August of last year, and it is even less informative than it was then. Right?
I'm gonna
Because-
bash on men. I'm gonna bash on men here. I can't believe I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Do
You
it.
know what?
Do it.
Whatnot's. You know what? Whatnot's like to when you start. It's like a men trying to get a. They open up a package and don't read the instructions.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
it is the perfect example.
You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Exactly.
Hold on.
That's
Things come with
exactly it.
things come with instructions. How did
Exactly.
this start?
Sometimes
first
they
thing
do.
Step 1, throw out the fucking little bag with Allen wrenches. Step 2, throw out the paperwork.
I don't. See,
Yeah,
I don't
they
see
don't
chinglets.
they don't make it easy at all.
You
No,
know, they
because
they put smiley faces, they put welcome videos. They're like inspirational videos.
well, yeah.
Okay.
But
That's all they
remember,
are. They're inspirational videos. Look, you could become like this person on whatnot. You could become like this person on whatnot.
yes. But remember, everyone that has a bad basic shipping profile set up benefits whatnot.
Correct.
They're not stupid. They're not stupid, and you can't do anything about it. They set it up so that they benefit.
Because I'm sorry, if you buy so much stuff and you can combine it into one package and you pay, I could tell you there's a seller. I'm not going to mention their name. I'm not going to name drop them, but I talked to this person about shipping and they changed their shipping for 2 shows and they went back to their old way. And I'm like, I don't understand it. And
Well,
people get charged 3 and 4 times during the show for shipping.
Punisher, I don't think we met then. I was running a stacker show just to get rid of long boxes. I would start at $1. Book, no sale. Add a book. 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 I had up to 15, 20 books for $1. It's hard to predict the weight of what it's going to sell without driving away customers, right?
That's why flat rate's the way to go.
I understand.
Absolutely.
I had a long box worth of stuff for one person. Whatnot really doesn't know how to process that. And I had 20 buyers in that show, 5 adjustments for the week. What do I
But
do?
whatnot should give those customers a refund on their shipping they're not using.
No. The balance, I maxed 921 shipping, 941, whatever the trending rate was, right? So the rest was on me. So I went and I knew the buyer personally. Like I know him. I know where he lives. Out of that, we've talked outside of the app, and I'm like, Bud, here's your UPS tracking number. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I can send you your balance of the books for $21 through Pirate Ship, and Whatnot wants $400 for the adjustment. $400.
Yeah, well,
for
I
a
can
label
tell you right.
adjustment.
If it's a certain
But
size, everything.
but they use, Hippo Shipper or whatever that offers those kind of labels. They are not investing the time or resources to offer those services. Like,
But you could have got away with it with flat rate shipping and unbundled the order.
yes,
Yeah.
except
Because that's the problem. They
had-
also don't know how to do is unbundle it. And
But I
because I
had-
sent Skipping, Skipping was in my show the last time I had a show.
but I used up all my adjustments, so I could not unbundle other things yet
Yeah, you
without
can.
paying. No.
Yeah, you still
I
be
had
paying.
to pay
You
the
still be
difference.
You do.
I had to
you
pay
do.
the difference.
Yeah,
That
you
brought
do.
it down about $238, where it was a $21 UPS box.
No, and I understand why you do it, and then you send them a sticker or something with the label, so you get paid. But I'm saying
No,
is,
I just bought a fucking separate label through my PayPal account on
no.
pirate
That's
ship.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying is you still had to send them something with a whatnot label.
Well, I sent them whatever the base label was. I hit the weight, and I put everything else in a separate label that I paid for out of pocket. That was a
Yeah,
fraction of the whatnot price.
yeah. But we're talking about new buyers. This is where you can get yourself in trouble and whatnot. And you're like, oh, I sold a book for this. I sold a bunch of books. I had a great show. And then you go to your shipping pro, you go to ship it, and then you're like, lost $200.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
That's true. That happened to me with toy shows.
Oh, I can
So
see
Well,
that.
yeah. Well, which is an interesting topic because you sell cross-platform, so you have to adjust your base shipping based on what type of show you're going to run.
Well, because I have it set up now in my settings where I can do what I have it set up as is for domestic shipping. Anything under a pound goes ground by weight. Then I go everything over a pound. And what you do is if you like say you have 4 items that fit in a flat rate box, you don't use the weight of the item. You do 70 pounds divided by 4.
Yeah.
And that's how much you enter the weight for the item on the front end when you're listening. So if it's for let's make it in a
Yeah.
simple math. So if you 7 items
17 and a
fit in
half
that flat
pounds.
rate box, you make each item 10 pounds, even if it's only a pound. That's how you do it.
that way you don't have to worry about any postage dues. You don't have to worry about any of that.
And you got to
Welcome
kind of
for
guesstimate.
Aliens
So
Show.
sometimes you'll have maybe 2 items will only fit in it. So that those 2 items on the front end you say are 35 pounds. I learned that from clothing sellers.
And for the love, listen, I understand some people don't like my shipping. That it's a pain in the ass to get
Yeah.
in. But I
Every
guarantee
goddamn
you,
box has farts in it.
but
God
I
damn it.
guarantee you, nothing's going to arrive damaged.
No.
So make sure when you
No,
ship,
I
you make sure that you put the love inside the box. Also, I have seen some bad shipping.
Do not use packing peanuts. For
Oh
God's
my
sake.
god, I hate those.
They don't work and they kill your pets. Do not use fucking packing peanuts.
Yes, yes, Karen. If
I
you're
hate
listening,
peanuts.
if you and John are listening, I know how you love packing peanuts, but
Yeah.
I
Power
got
hockey
you to stop
camps, I'm
it from
calling you
me.
out. Do not use packing peanuts. We love our goddamn pets.
um, aliens dropping in. Hey, alien. Thanks for
Alien,
coming
what's up?
Fellas for being late, guys. I got caught up watching hockey.
on. No worries.
How's everyone doing?
It's a good. It's a perfect time because it seems like every time Punisher's on, we always end up in talking about shipping. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to another topic.
We found Punisher's flavor of the tism.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I am kind of an expert in the shipping department.
I know, but
Okay.
I use that joke for everything everyone has an obsession with.
Skippin brought this up before the show,
Derailment.
and a little something about setting up having a proper setup when you're a seller, meaning have a good camera, have a good stand so you're not shaking all over the place and making everybody sick, having some decent lighting, laptops for pre-bids, just
Strippers
different
on
things.
poles.
Strippers on oh yeah, well I mean strippers on poles are a natural thing. I mean those just pop up everywhere. But I'm just saying things that you do that make your setup what is it that you do that makes your setup really cool that maybe sets you apart from someone else? We lost Ron, uh, Mr. Punisher. What
Okay,
do you do?
so when I just recently changed my entire setup. I have multiple different lightings because you can have your room as bright with the brightest LED lights, and it's just too much, puts too much of a glare. And then you can have it where it's off, and you got to play around with the lighting. And if you have an iPhone, or you can even run a private show by yourself and don't invite anybody, and you can test your lighting test. It's a good way if you have an Android, because only I think the iPhone's the only one that actually has the test show. There's an actual thing on an iPhone where you can go into your cellar and you can do a test show where you can go in, test your lighting, test your where your books are.
Android has a run up test show feature.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So if they have it too, I highly
Yep.
recommend it. I use it for every show to test the lighting and everything. So my old setup, and you can still get this, it was a light and an arm extension that puts your phone right in it. So it locks it in only when I'm going around the room and showing the room. That was my old setup. It worked for me the whole time. But now when I redid my room, I have a bright LED RBG light above me. I have a flat light. I got away from the ring light. The ring light I can't stand.
Good.
Has that
Yep.
round circle on
Don't show a
books.
mylar or a fucking foil with one of those.
Yes.
Nope.
So I got me a flat light that goes across. One of the first things I did was I got me a stand. You can get them on Etsy. You can get them on eBay. You can get them all over the place, or you can just order something on Amazon, something to put your book in while you're showing it or while it's running so people can see it. Um, I also highly, highly recommend always putting books in your background. That way, when somebody's going up and down on the app, and if you're on the left side or you're on the right side, and your show kind of like goes live for them without being in your show, it's like eye candy for them. So that way, oh shit, look, there's something
Oh
cool
yeah,
that I want to
that's
go
actually
see.
a great topic because the interrupter has a nice stand, a cardboard bodega stand, whatever. You never see what the fuck's on it.
Yeah. So that way, when they go through and they're imaging, and they just sit there for a second, and the screen goes live, there's like something that catches their eye. You're trying to pull them into your show for the people that are not your regulars, not the ones that want to come see you, but they're the ones that might want something in your show. Also a good profile pic. If you don't have a name, make sure you put some books on there. You can even if you have a name, put some books on there. Put something that you're trying to catch people's attention. For me, I got a Hollow fan. I got a lot of great feedback from it. People love the Hollow fan in the background that has 3D images. It's cool. It's a couple $100, but I wanted it for my show. But I have an extension arm that I have that locks into place, and I can put it in any angle I want. It can reach up to like 4 foot high. It can go different. It has different breaks in it, so I can move it to exactly where I want. I got a table beside me with my laptop, so I can watch the sales and make
Pornhub.
sure every payments go through. I got my phone that I use. I've got a couple shelves beside me on this brand new L desk that I have to help me manage it. And
Okay.
so that's basically what I use. That was with my new setup. So lighting, stand, and something to hold your phone still are, I believe, the three most important things. And make sure you have something in your background that catches people's eyes.
Okay. Alien, what have you done that's, you know, puts you ahead of other people when it comes to the tools that you have for, uh, lighting and stands and
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Sorry I'm late. Basically, I use two lights. One small, like overhead light, and I have a taller one that I kind of shine above the rack that I have in the back. And I have one of those magazine stands, and I put keys up top, and I usually put some rares in the middle, and then some sort of semi-major keys along the bottom. And I'll usually have like a double cover or something like there on there too. And I usually have I bought at first I started with these small little clear stands that you can get from Amazon, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but at first I branded them with just stickers, and then I put my name on it and stuff like that, and I just kind of did a small branding. And then what I did later is I worked with a 3D printer and had them design a stand for me using my logo. And I think that really popped. And I'm happy to share the seller that I worked with on that. Also, what I do is prior to the show starts, I'll like do a little video, like a background video of like the rack, and I'll have some music playing, just kind of on loop so that people can see what I've got coming up. The stand wise, I use a tripod that I actually won in an auction on Whatnot. And it turns out to be great because it's got like many degrees of freedom, and it keeps the damn phone straight, right? Which I love. And I can still operate it without, excuse me, shaking the screen. Another thing I did is I have a lawn sign that I had made, and I kept one back. I put some out in the wilderness, and I kept one back, and I used it for my backing of the rack itself, so it kind of shows my name at the top. And I usually have the details in the listings all done too. I'll try to. Oh, one other thing I want to tell you guys. I got this thing called a duck neck or something. It's like a holder that holds your iPhone kind of up top. And I have a small like branded background where I have my name and stuff, and where I keep all my books. And then when I take pictures of them, I got the same perspective for each listing, right? And I'll put the details in there. Try to figure out if there's any key information about the book or the artist or the writer, stuff like that. But in a nutshell, that's what I do. Usually have a music playing with a little Bose speaker. Yeah, it's just pretty much a small setup for a house.
Okay. Skipping, what's your setup? Since you brought up the topic, what do you have, and what have you seen that kind of said, "Hey, I'd like to talk about this."
Well, I have really simple. I went from having it on my kitchen table, stand with a ring light, which get rid of the ring light, people. I'm just saying now, if you're going to have anything that's reflective that you're selling, get rid of that ring light, because it's going to be your nemesis, not your friend. I'm in my studio, which was my studio for art, and I have studio lights that are directional, and they are LED, and I can control the level of brightness with a remote, and I just have my lights pointed so they're not directly at the books, but there's enough lighting that the books show without all the reflectiveness. And the whole practice on is highly recommended. Do a practice show like Punisher was saying. Make sure your setup is well. As far as the stand goes, I got this beautiful stand from Travis Cook and his family over at Songs and Sawdust that made me this amazing stand, this wood stand that has a carving in the background that is just awesome. And so it holds the books really nicely. I before I had, when I was on my kitchen table, I just put stacks on my table and everyone saw the stacks. And that's how I sold the, what was it, X-Men one, the giant size one. And I started it out as $1 and it went to like 2,500, something like that, in a minute. Um, and but it was because he saw the books in the background. He's like, "Hey, is that an X-Men?" And I'm like, "Hey, it is. You want me to run it?" And I don't look up the value of my books. Like I said, I'm unique to the situation and I don't recommend it for the average person, but it works for me. And because I have enough people in the room, most of the time my stuff goes for what I would consider to be a fair price. And they can see it. Now I have these wood crates in my background that are stacked full of books and you can't quite really see what it is, but I can grab off my rack or off my shelves. I don't have the best setup as far as for the eye palette. I'm focused on what's right here in front of me, and that's pretty much what I have my camera focused on. So I may not be the best person to answer that. I do like when I go into a room and I can see all the stuff in the background, maybe have where they have a grid of books that they're tantalizing people in. I do think that is something that's beneficial. What I don't think is beneficial is when someone's walking around the room with their camera and saying, "Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want." And they're just, and they're moving so fast and you're kind of getting some motion sickness going on. And I don't really have a vertigo problem, but I could see where it kind of gives you a little bit of a headache and it loses your sales. If you're going to be selling, have your books, whether they're preloaded, pre-decided, or whether they're just random like I do, and just start showing them. Let people decide. I mean, run them. Let them decide if they want to bid. If they want to bid, if not, okay, then you put it off to the side and you run it another time. But if you're just like, "Hey, what do you want to see? What do you want to see?" And it's okay to take requests if that's the way you want to do it. I don't. Very rarely do I take requests because I don't know where nothing is. You know what I mean? I do everything random. But if you are going to run it where you have it set up and you do it on request, be running stuff in the meantime until someone does request something, because I see people come and go out of some of the sellers streams, and they have great books, but they're not, and great prices, but they're not selling the books because they're not showing them and allowing people the opportunity. Some people don't want to speak up and say, "I want that book." They want to just run that shit. And then the people will either swipe or they won't swipe, or they'll ask more questions, like, condition, is that, new, or is that dead stock, or is that, something that's been circulated, and, then you point out the flaws or ticks or whatever that it may have. But don't just sit there and walk around your room and say, "What do you want to see?" and then lose out on sales. You're losing out on sales and potential customers, in my opinion. And I find myself, even if I'm like trying to get to know the person and trying to see what they have, because when I go into shop on comics, I'm not shopping as a collector. I'm not shopping. If I'm shopping, I'm buying something so I can give it away. With exception, I do like Surtur and Punisher's books. And Hole in One. I got a little thing going on there. I know. Pervert, prevert, whatever. Call me what you want. But I do like, and I can't wait for this weekend. But but even then, I'm still buying a lot of books. Most of the books I'm giving away because I'm just not a comic book person. But I do think that I see a lot of people missing sales because they're not they're not running it. They're just like, look at what I got. It's kind of the way it kind of almost feels like. It's like, are you there to
That
show
is
the book
a very
or sell 'em?
specific demographic of new sellers.
It is. And it's like, just run it. Run it. And if you, no matter what you started at, because I start everything at $1 and I'm fine with that. If I get $1, I get $1. If I get $250 or $500, I'm fine with it. Whatever you guys decide, right? But again, that's not something I've preference
Yeah,
for
but
the average person.
imagine being a new seller that comes onto NG's stream or CT stream and sees stuff going for crazy money, and you have one, but it's also sold last on eBay for $4. That's
Right.
part of where you're seeing that conflict.
Well,
Right. I can't
Mr.
even try
Pilsner,
and figure that out.
what's your setup? What's your thing that makes you? Oh, we lost him just as I was about to ask him.
I want to follow up on Skip and what she said, especially with people moving around. I also, you know, where I really see that at people that actually have comic book shops. They're sellers on
Yeah.
here. They have shops and like they have a wall, and I'm going in trying to look at the wall to see if there's something cool I want to get, and they're moving, and you can't even see what the hell they have.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The camera hasn't even had a chance to focus and they're on to showing the next one. If you're going to be showing everything, slow down.
Yep.
Slow down.
Okay, Mr. Pilsner. Tell us
So
what your setup is that isn't going to kick you out of the stream.
no, yep. You do never hit the back button when you're on StreamYard because you leave the show. Even you think you're leaving a sub menu, you exit the show. So I was a seller. I ran everything from a single Android device, but that was in mystery box days, so it was a lot easier. I'm much more a connoisseur now. I scroll shows. You need a stable camera. You need a tripod. You need to show the condition of the thing you want to sell. If you're doing $1 show book, don't care. I need it to fill a run. I'll buy it for $1, right? And I'll get a better one later. But I have the instant gratification. I see shows where people are going, they have a 30-second auction for $1, and they're going, book. You haven't sold a single book. You haven't completed a single auction. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Right. Exactly.
It's meme fodder.
Yep.
If you're on other social media apps. But yes, get a tripod. Get your shit set up. Make sure your phone's charged. Keep your phone charged with a device during your show. Don't go looking for your fucking power pack during the show. You know you have whatever a 6 to 10 window. You better have 4 hours of power without having to look for a device to charge your phone.
Exactly.
If and it varies based on show type, right? Because Rich and Mel have preloads, right? They better have a goddamn laptop. If you want to sell preloaded books, have a Windows device available. You cannot sort by saves or pre-bids without being on the web app, which is a huge problem. And I'm a mod in a bunch of shows. Keep trying to get Sin to come to more shows, and he denies it. If you do not have a Windows login to run your show on the side, you are heavily depending on mods to watch your pre-bids, which is fine. Your mods are people you trust in your show, right? You've met through them buying generally. They can no longer be an active participant in your show because they're now in your auction listings.
Yep.
That's a huge problem. I like buying comic books. Fuck, we're here because we love comic books. But I miss books I want because I'm trying to actively watch someone else's sales.
Well, I I'm going to take a little bit different stance on this, just because again, my shows are completely different from everybody
Well,
else.
yeah, but I go to a lot of mixed media shows. They're running
Yeah.
$2 mixed books, which is a lot of the garbage I want to fill runs with. The
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that's in their pre-bid, I would have pre-bid on. So now I'm missing their random books because I'm watching their pre-bids because I'm a very friendly person, obviously.
Well, I'm saying my difference is my setup's different, and you'll notice it especially on Guess the Grade, and that's the idea of it's not a phone. Okay, it is an actual um, like DSLR camera.
Well, yeah.
It's a proper 4K camera that can focus and rack focus from the background to the foreground in an instant. Right? That's what
Yeah.
makes it and it can focus quickly. That's what makes it different for me. But again, that has to be on a tripod. It's got to be stable. It's got to be everything. Now, I'm with Punisher and everybody else that said no ring lights. I don't do that, but Punisher said to do the flat lights. I'm not for those either. I'm actually a softbox person. I actually use it properly um, when
I
you're
want to use when I ran shows. I ran my natural lighting, and I showed it off as best I can because I want you to see it in the same kind of lighting. You're gonna get it in before you put it under
I'm
Sam's lighting.
I'm saying you because I'm doing bigger books, right?
Well, yeah,
You want to see what it is. You want something that's you got lighting on either side, and you might want a little light right up top, especially when you're raking the book to show that there's no finger bends or anything on the book that's there. Again, I'm a little different because I'm using very high end books. Um,
well, yeah. No, I agree with that. But I'm saying
that's where I'm just a bit different. And I use a laptop for everything. Um,
do not try and show your books off in Mylar if you're gonna, unless you're gonna take it out of the Mylar.
yes. Well, yeah.
I've been
It's
seeing a lot
important.
of books in Mylar that do not get pulled,
Yeah.
and it is very everything looks at 9.0 or better in Mylar.
That's actually a topic we should talk about is how
Yep.
to properly show a book off.
Yep. I'm putting it on right now.
You wedge it into the V of your urethra.
Okay. So that went for that one. I've got one more quick topic before we open it up to the chat and the panel for topics they might want. I don't know if everyone heard. Uh, Pilsner brings this up a lot with the TOS. Is the Steve Aoki TOS violation, where he was giving mystery boxes that were absolutely not even close to the value of what people were paying for?
Value or not, it is the compliance of TOS is out of fucking control.
Yes.
I'm seeing the goddamn name of wheels stuff on so many shows. That is their entire basis.
Has everyone heard of the thing that happened this past weekend with Steve Aoki?
I did not, but I assumed it was
I
coming.
didn't
But he thought he was big enough because he was in some bands. He can do what he wants.
What happened?
Alien? Oh,
Tell the story.
Alien, yeah, Alien. Sorry.
I know I didn't hear the story too. I'm interested to hear.
Oh, okay. Basically, if you know who Steve Aoki is, he's like a club DJ. He's a big DJ guy that goes
He's
around.
in some bands you love.
So he came on. He's a big comic guy, but he went on Whatnot. And he was selling, and he was getting tons of people in his room. And he was selling mystery boxes like there was no tomorrow that were absolutely crap, from what I've heard. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just hearing it secondhand. That's why I was saying if anybody else had heard about it and what they thought about it. Punisher, did you hear anything?
Oh my
No,
God, Punisher's
I did.
quiet.
No, I didn't. I sorry. I'm opening up my Christmas book here, and oh my God, the linens are sick. But to get back on topic, um, absolutely, I didn't hear. You know, and I've seen it across the app with these mystery boxes, and it's just these people are selling shit. That's why
Punisher.
we're gonna set the
Oh,
next Saturday. We're gonna set the gold standard for mystery boxes.
Pilsner, are you taking the recycling out again?
Loading it. They won't pick it up till Monday now because the goddamn holiday.
Put your mute on. Anyways, okay, so that was kind of the thing. So let's open it
I
up
want
to
everyone
chat.
to know how much I contribute to the local recycling budget.
If anybody in chat has got a topic they want to know about, speak up. We've got 8-9 people in the in watching, so that's really cool.
Do we want to talk about showing how to show a book?
Yeah, we can. Sure. All right.
I want you to start this, Flat. I actually want you to start this since I believe you're probably one of the best ones to talk about this.
Okay. A
Based on
again
his
as
great success in all his shows.
yeah.
No,
I'm
but
a
Flat
big
has knowledge that we can all learn from.
Yes,
when
but we can't
look,
harass him with that data.
well, actually, Alien's good too, and he can go right after me. Um, I make sure that that I have a screen easily available that I don't have to contort my neck when I'm showing off a book, so I can see it live when I'm doing it. Um, a good camera again makes it better, but a regular phone will work too. Uh,
Never mind. Go
do
to
it, do it,
Alien. This
do
was
it,
a
do
fail.
it. Shut up. Do it slow. Show your book off. Show your spine. Go from the corner to the other corner, then turn the book and slowly. The purpose is slow, and the number one thing you do is you do it with the book out of the bag. Don't do it with it in the bag. Do it with it out of the bag. You want to show everything off, and as I said, rake the book so you can see if I'm going to buy, I want to know if there's imperfections in the book, whether I can press them or not. I'm going to spend more if I can press it. If I can't, then I'm not going to spend as much. I want to know ahead of time. So that's me. So let's go to Alien.
All right, guys. For me, it's similar. I have a lamp, like a light above the book, so that I can sort of highlight. And I also like to kind of show the gloss of the cover as well. Some of the vintage books are kind of still have gloss to them, so you got to show that. And there's also those micro folds. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. They're like tiny. They only show up when you're like real close up. And good camera is a good idea for sure. Good lighting. Definitely for keys or some major keys, you want to show off everything. I try to be as transparent as possible. Go through the book. Also mention if there's any key characters or jeweler or something in it, that kind of thing. If it's a price variant, maybe it's a UK print or something. Everything that you could possibly see on it. I even sometimes say, with the spine roll, some folks don't know where that comes from, right? And I think it's all from the folding, or rather the stacking, from the old days. They used to stack them in the rooms, and some of the books on the bottom would get rolled. Anyway, show that off. Another good idea, guys, is using a clear black backboard for those keys. So you don't have to take it out all the time. Sometimes you may want to leave it in, depending on the state of it. You know, if it's really low grade, for example, you may not want to take it out a lot. So those clear blackboards from Trinity Comics, I've seen them use them a lot. I think that helps.
Comic Pro line has them.
Do
You
they?
can get them
Okay.
on. Yeah, they
Cool.
do. Yeah. Well, Punisher. What have you
All
got?
right. So again, what I'm going to talk about, this is for new sellers, or people that don't have the experience. Everything you just heard from Flat Earth and Alien, if you have a big book that you're trying to sell and trying to maximize the price you're going to get for it if it's going to sell, this is what you listen to. You show that, you make sure you show the staples, make sure show it's attached, all that. On the other hand, if you are going to start a book at $1, like our lovely Skipping Stones that's here on us with that, and her main goal is to give the comics back to the community. And that's what she has tried. So as long as she shows the front or it looks dead stock and everything, and she's starting at $1, then it's up to you. You know what I mean? If you're selling it. So that's where you have to understand, do I, because I've done this too. If I'm going to sit there and I'm going to start a key book, or if I'm going to start something at a low price, for example, and I'm going to say, okay, this is what I'm going to start it at. This is a fantastic price. You know that you're already getting the money value worth of it if I decide not to show the whole thing off. But at the end of the day, as a buyer, you have to make sure you understand that there could be a detached, it could be rusty staples, it could be a roll, it could be spine ticks, it could be that. So it's important, and that's why we do this show. We don't do this show. We do, like, we all help each other. But at the end of the day, this show was created to help people that are basically new and don't understand how this goes. So we are here to help you understand that. That's why when you see Richard Soder, you see the Alien, you see Pilsner Props, you see myself, you see now Skipping Stones, and you go into their show and see how they do. Like I said, be yourself and find what works for you. But just beware. You don't have the people Skipping Stones has in your room. You don't have the buyers that Skipping Stones has in your room, okay? If you're a new seller, you're not sitting there. She doesn't have the overhead. She's trying to give the books back to the community. If that book sells, that X-Men, giant size X-Men went for 2,500 plus, but it could have just as easily went for $10.
Yes, it could have.
So just be aware, if you're a brand new seller, that's why you show. That's why I'm trying. That's why I brought this topic up, because if you want $2,000 for that book and somebody's in there that has the money and is going to buy it, you better damn well show them everything. Because
Yes.
even after that book sold, you should have seen the chat. It was all like, what did this? But you know what? You started at $1. That is that. If you can't make a good decision as a buyer, then that's not the seller's fault. That's your fault.
Right. Except for that's why showing the book off is that important. Is so it minimizes your uh not chargebacks, but your refunds from whatnot, right?
Correct.
And
And
hurting you
Flat
as the
knows. I mean, Flat's been with me for a long time. And when I first started and I did some stuff, I didn't show the books off the way I should have. I didn't know. I had to learn. And it cost me, it probably cost me some money here or there. That's why this show is so great. And all these great people that are on here is here to help you guys.
Mhm. And well, we're gonna go to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alien.
Sorry. Okay, quickly. Yeah, one of the things I kind of learned in the early days was you don't want to let your buyers pick you clean, right? Like, don't show off all your good stuff in one go, and then you're done, right? Kind of hold back, try to layer it out. Kind of like buying stocks, don't buy it all at once. Just kind of layer yourself in. Same with
Yep.
comics, kind of lay them out over time.
Definitely. Okay. Skipping, since you're the new person and you've got a little bit different, what do you do to show off the books?
Well, I do two things. One, I have dead stock that hasn't been circulated and that's in basically new condition, right? Those ones I don't show as intensely unless they're one that I've discovered through like my omega-3s, for instance. I've got 30 something of them sitting in front of me right now. And they're all in beautiful condition. I will show them, but I don't take them out of the package. If they are requested to be taken out of the package, I will take them out of the plastic. But if they are a book that's been circulated and have potential condition issues, even if they're only going to go for $1, I take a little bit more time. I show the spine, show the corners. I mean, I go all the way around. I run my hands over the book for my own feeling, so I can feel if there's like any warping or anything that's going to be something that a buyer would want to know, right? And maybe it might be missed on the camera, and then I'll point those things out. And I try and I do slow down on those items. And if they are one, and this is where the mods come in, my mods, because my mods, they have this acknowledged that I don't have. And they'll tell me this is a big book, this is a key book. They'll tell me that this is one you need to take out and show more. And that in that case, then I do, and I'll show that the spine is attached, and I'll show that everything's like for instance, my what was it, 238 or 239 Spider-Man ASM where it had the tattoos, and I showed that they had the tattoos, and it has, or if it had the some that have stickers or other things that are in it, right? I'll take and I'll show that those are still there. Now I haven't been asked about the Mark Jewelers or the value stamps, and a lot of the things that have that are missing, like the value stamps. My uncle has taken the time and already wrote on their missing value stamp, or has a tear on the back cover or whatever, right? And so I'll point that out if my uncle has done that, or if I see that there's a rolling on the spine, I'll point all that out and I'll take the time and show it. But if it's just an everyday comic, if it's dead stock, I do a thing called rapid fire, which my group has kind of talked me into doing, and it's fun, right? And I only choose books that are dead stock books, and I just throw it up there in 10 seconds, throw it up there 10 seconds, throw it up there 10 seconds. And I've had ones go well over $100 in that 10 seconds, starting at $1, just swipe, 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 right? And that's fun and exciting. And I don't go through my books to see the value of stuff. So just as it could be an easy $1 book, it could be easy a $500 book. And that keeps everyone kind of on the edge of their seat, engaged. And every now and then, if I know I'm going to throw a big book up because I know I've either sold it before, or well, that's pretty much when I know it's going to be a big book. Or if it's a title that I know is a big title, then I kind of get excited and I'll go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'll like, are you ready? Or if I'm getting ready to pull down one of the omega-3s, right? I'll be like, what time is it, guys? I'll kind of rile them up, and then I'll drop down that book. But all those books are always dead stock. Otherwise, show it. And then I don't take everything out of the plastic. I don't have enough time in the day or time in my show for that. And again, my situation's unique. So if you're selling something that's a bigger value book and you know it's a bigger value book, absolutely take it out. But don't be clumsy like me, because then you might do damage. So
Nice. One thing I'm just gonna add to what Alien had mentioned when he was saying show the gloss off. Yeah, that's what I mean by raking, having it show the gloss, show that there's no finger bends. It especially on older books that are, you know, usually are beat to hell. When you can show that that thing's got gloss,
No
that
one wants finger bangs on their vintage books.
yeah.
your name.
Again, as I
Should-
said, I'm a little different because of the type of books that I sell and the clientele that I sell to. That's where
And that's where,
that's
yeah, that's where you have to kind of do it based on that, because
yeah.
like I said, I'll show a book. Anybody wants to see a book, we can look at the whole book inside and out, unless it's a Punisher book. And then I've learned that lesson. He got me. He got me. He got me. What's
What
inside
are you
that
blaming
book?
me for now?
Oh, telling me to pull the book out of the
Yeah,
cover and
but
showing the
Punisher will
inside, and
get you
I'm
kicked
showing
off
I'm
the
showing
app.
penises on. I'm showing a penis on my screen, and I'm like, oh my god, sorry,
Yeah.
mom, I didn't mean to show you that.
First he threatens to show people his asshole. Now he's giving dick pics on inside the books. What's next? I don't want
I
to
know.
know.
It's coming. It's coming. I know he's
Colonoscopy
got another
pics.
book coming. I was like, thank God that was a late night show. I didn't get reported. I was like, oh my goodness. I was over here getting a little flush. I was like, that's not what I want to be showing.
It's always
So
Punisher's fault.
It's always your fault.
yeah, so I mean,
That's our
great.
motto at work now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Locke brought this up. I showed it earlier. It was Steve Aoki was selling $10 to $20 worth of dollar bin books for $185, robbing people blind.
Oh no.
So, yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go around the horn. Tell everyone where they can find you, what you've got going on. Thank you again, panel. Thank you again, chat, for coming in. It was an absolute blast. Another great show. So we'll start. We'll go clockwise. Mr. Punisher, you're up first.
Come back to me.
Okay. He's looking
You don't
at
know
books.
when you have shows.
I think he's looking at books and stuff. Skipping. Where can they find you? What have you got coming up? And where can people come and see your shows?
So I'm on every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday on Whatnot under Skipping Stones. I've been doing around 4 o'clock lately. Some are 5 o'clock shows. My Friday I typically do 5 o'clock because I try to cater to both the East Coast and the West Coast in doing that. But my next show is going to be, we are doing an early morning show Friday. It's just going to be a short one. That's we're going to raid into Surtur's show. Saturday we're going to do the same thing to raid into Punisher's show, and then Friday night I'll have my regular show again. This Friday only, will be a free shipping show, and then I'll be back to my normal routine Wednesday, Fridays. And then on the 25th of December, I'm doing for my grandmother's birthday. 100% of the sales are going to be going to the Diabetes Foundation that we're choosing for to benefit research and education for diabetes, because that has robbed my family of a lot of members. And I hope that everyone can join me there on that. And then, just Sunday, Wednesday, Friday.
Awesome. Mr. Alien, you're up next.
Hey, thanks all. Skip and Stone sent you a follow. Yeah, I do Wednesdays too. Usually, except this week we're going to do a Black Friday show. I'm going to try to take advantage of the 0% commission we talked about last week. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, you can catch me Wednesdays on the app. Alien Warrior 75. Also, my website, aliencomics.ca. For those of you who don't know, all my proceeds go to my daughter for her school. Anyway, yeah, Fridays at 6. Pass it on to Pilsner, I guess. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Mr. Pilsner, where can they find you?
Next 3 or 4 days, I will be on my couch or my yard in the pants with the elastic waistband. But watch out for big names on the app. That Steve Aoki thing really bothers me. I don't even know how to summarize that, because I know people like Lesson Roger from Lesson Jake sells books. So you sell them $2 a piece. So be careful. Don't buy into the names. That's always been an issue on the app. Don't buy the seller, buy the book.
Yep. All right, cool. And he's getting it there. Are you almost ready there, man? If not, I'll do mine.
Skip them.
I'm ready.
'em.
I'm ready.
No,
Stop.
skip. No,
Okay.
skip them. Skip them.
Oh,
All right, guys. This is our big drop this weekend. We're super, super excited about it.
So excited.
Saturday for me. It's the Grinch Who Stole Secrets. Absolutely. This is the actual linen cover. And I'm telling you right now, this thing is like
He's selling
insane.
underpants.
So we're super excited. We got our blind bags December 6th, all one of ones. We are going to set the gold standard when it comes to blind bags. We also look at the back of this cover. Absolutely, this linen is just insane. I can't tell you how beautiful it is in person. I've got some metals, I got some foils, I got some leathers and regular paper. Just absolutely, we're super, super excited about it. The Blind Bags December 6th is going to be a hell of an epic show.
Taylor
Uh,
Momsen's going to be there.
I have some breaking news that broke last weekend. Obsidian Art, the brother of Surtur, is donating an original sketch. He's also on Whatnot. He does original art on blanks, and he is donating one to one of the 100 blind bags. So you have a chance
Oh
to win a
my goodness.
$200 plus sketch from Obsidian, also, including with your one on one. It's going to be a pretty amazing show.
ooh,
And that's
nice.
only going to be available on Surtur Collectibles on December 6th at 2 o'clock. I am running a kickoff show that day, but it will only be available on Surtur Collectibles because it didn't make sense for us to separate the blind bags for this. But I will be running a show this Saturday, and Skip and Stones will be raiding into me for my drop here.
Nice.
Yes.
Really nice. One's going home with me. That's all I can say.
All I can tell you guys, if you guys want one, get the linen. I am not kidding. A linen or a regular paper are just beautiful.
Nice.
I don't know. Those glitter ones are awfully pretty too.
Yeah. And for me, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Whatnot. Well, I mean, you go into every crevice of Whatnot, and I'm probably there, making jokes. But you can also find me on YouTube, obviously, because you're watching us there. Mondays we do bragging rights. We bring on 3 people. They show the books that they got in the past week, and the chat gets to vote on who is the winner. And last week was really good. My God, there was absolute fire on this past week's show. I don't know how many people have said that was a good show. There was some awesome books.
It was a good
Um,
show.
Wait a minute, who was on that show? Just
Me,
saying.
just it was only me. um,
Santa
we've
doesn't
got
bite me because I'll cheat.
I what not why not, obviously you're watching the show, but also unfortunately, uh, because of stuff I couldn't get done in time, um, we've got the new
So much for that high end equipment.
Yep.
Dang it.
The reindeer fucking humping each other. He had to go tend to them.
Playing their reindeer games.
I do like seeing, I really do, while Flat's trying to fix his thing, like to seeing people are watching this show. I think they're getting a lot of good information, and we're not doing it
So
to get people in our shows. We're doing
I
it
don't.
to try to help people.
It's wild because the interrupter. Like I see a bunch of people in the show say they watch this show. Big C Comics, big underscore C underscore comics. Like there's a bunch of people that are watching this show when they're driving home on their commutes. Like that's pretty rad, dude.
It's good
And
listening.
and the nice thing about it is yeah, we talk shit. We're all that. You
We're
know,
all
me and Pilsner,
retards talking
me,
nonsense.
Pilsner, and Richard, we talk a lot of shit. We do all that. But at the end of the day, we will help anyone
Well,
for the
yeah,
most part.
but Punisher, me, Santa, Richard, we might talk a bunch of BS, but we include valuable information based on being customers. I always try and approach this because selling is you can sell. You can sell. You get a gimmick, you can fucking sell on the app, right? What do I see as a buyer? The shit I love and hate as a buyer. There's guys that sell books all day long that I don't need any of their stuff, and I will hang out in their show. I will be there. I will be their mod because they got a good personality. They're offering value. I don't want it. I don't need it. But
Flat lost power. That's why he's gone.
I do that too.
Yep. He warned me that before the show. And I don't know how to cancel at the end of the show because he's the admin.
Well, what's going to have to happen
He's gonna have
is
a
we eventually will all
27-hour
just
show.
end the show. We will leave, and this thing will go on, and people just have to stop the show when it's done.
I think it's funny if I just mute it and let his show run for like 27 hours.
No,
I do want to add
can't he log
something.
in? Can't he log in on his phone and finish his show?
Maybe.
He might.
But I do
He'll
want to
try.
add something. I do want to add something that I think is very important to new sellers. Okay. I think this is very important. I hope you all agree with me. Just because,
Hate it. Try
just
again.
because I feel a certain way, or Pilsner feels a certain way, or Skippin or Alien, even though we agree on a lot, we all do things differently. And
Yes.
And just
I've said
because,
that
do
before.
not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged because if I say this isn't going to be work and Pilsner says, oh, this is how I do it, this is how it'll work. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't work for you. You've got to find your own niche in this.
Yes. I
Right.
share lots of shows to people. Some of them are looking for deals, whatever. But I always say, watch this guy. 10 minutes.
I'm back.
Borrow from him. Watch this guy. Do not borrow from him, right? Take the things that are good and borrow from what works. And if you can blend it into your style, run with it. Also,
Sorry, had
learn
to-
from the people that are not succeeding because you're going to learn a whole lot more from those people.
And what's funny, may not for what works, what doesn't work for this person and they're not succeeding may work for you. It's hard to say.
No. I send the really bad troll people and go, watch this show. This guy's been on for 18 months and he sold 300 books. And he runs every day. Watch this guy. because there's a lot of value to that. There's a reason, right?
Yeah.
All the
But
things. not
again, yeah, I mean, but we've talked about it before, the networking, because now Skipping Stones has made 2 new friends tonight, right?
Right.
on.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge part of it. I can go just like Santa, just like Punisher. I'm sure Skipping Stones can show up, and once I see your name, you're a mod. You can go and you can help them run their bin. You can go and make jokes. You can help that person with support that goes much further than buying a $3 book. It is something that I think the crowd who wants to sell later needs to keep in mind. Is that networking part and the making connections is Santa knows me, Punisher knows me. I can show up on a lot of shows. I can be modded, I can be tagged, whatever. I can participate. I don't need to spend money to show my support. There are lots and lots of ways. There's lots of creative ways that people are not employing yet. I think they need to.
Yeah. So, well,
Absolutely.
thankfully, power's back on.
Oh, we didn't even know you were fucking gone.
Yeah.
Who? What? Somebody left?
I was listening on my phone. Well, you're like, let's leave it going. Let's see if we can. How many hours?
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's right up my alley.
But I do want to close with this. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. At the end of the
Of course,
day,
brother.
this is a luxury. This is,
Right on.
I say that over.
Yes.
This is a luxury.
This is a luxury
something that
category.
we enjoy. We all love it. At the end of the day, it's not worth messing up your family's life, doing stupid stuff, and all
No.
that. There'll always be another book. There always will be something else. And at the end of the day, this is such a great community. Don't be the fucking thorn in the side. Don't be the fucking douchebag.
You can be the douchebag if it's on purpose and they know you.
Correct.
Keep that in mind.
But what I'm saying is, don't be the one that people are kicking out of shows. The ones that are coming in and harassing female sellers, or don't be that fucking clown. Because I tell you right now, and I mod in a lot of shows, just like Pilsner does. I will kick your ass out, and you can come after me all you want. It doesn't bother me.
Right. Because Pilsner also just creates AI images of your logo and harasses you. He'll load 200 shows and send them to you.
And
Don't be a
please,
bag of shit.
tomorrow, spend time with your family. Enjoy the time that you have. Enjoy everything, and have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're going to buy stuff, you're going to get some great deals on Friday. You're going to find some stuff really great prices. Get yourself a couple good things. And come see us when we're on. We'll invite you in. We're happy to see you guys. We're always make it fun. And I want to thank all the panelists. You guys are always amazing. I'm happy to be on this show weekly and helping people and get to talk to you guys live every week.
Yeah, cool.
Same.
Yeah,
I think that Punisher needs to start inviting guest hosts to sit in his electric chair when he runs shows.
Hey, you're probably the closest person, Pilsner.
I'm probably, but I don't face cam. That ain't gonna happen.
And for me and Alien, have a happy Thursday tomorrow, or happy Thursday tomorrow. Because we're Canadian.
Fuck you guys and your regular work day.
But yeah, thanks guys. I'm gonna play us out. If you want to stay backstage, you're more than welcome.
Does Skippin want to say something before we leave?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Please do.
I do want to tell everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Something came up to me when you guys were talking, though, and I know we're kind of leaving, but I want to say this. If you are selling, if you're going to start selling, or if you're selling, don't get mad if your book doesn't sell for the price. Don't
that is such a big key thing. That should be the next topic for like 3 or 4 shows. Don't get butthurt because something didn't sell.
Don't list it for. Don't put it at that price.
Don't
If
sell.
you don't want to
Don't
sell
list
it for
it for
that.
some. Exactly. I see
But
that,
even if
and
it's
it
for
just,
$1, because you didn't have the right person in the room. It's not that it's a bad book and you were bad. You didn't have that person in your show.
exactly, and I see that, and I just, that turns me off so quickly. Even if
I've
I
told
see something that they want, no
several
matter what
sellers
the
lately
item is.
about that.
Yeah, please
Do
don't do
not
that.
don't
Half
show
the time
the
I just
grunty
do
mad
for
face
new sellers to
to
me.
your audience, because all your new people that you haven't met yet will leave immediately
Yeah,
and then might
don't
buy
do
your next
that.
book. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Okay.
But do have a happy Thanksgiving, and do
You
come and
too.
visit me, um, and help me find homes for these books, because yeah, they belong with collectors, and they belong with the community that enjoys them and appreciates them, not sitting in my storage here. So
I
thank
found
you
a home
for
for one of those
everybody.
Omegas. I just haven't got it
I've
here
got
yet.
I still got about 35 of these guys that are looking for a home. So
There's
Well,
oh,
I came
Sam and I were
in the
talking
other
about
night.
that pre-show. Is
what's it?
you can leverage a handful of those to really, and obviously you've built a quite a following, but you can leverage some of those for followers. It's like, hey, I need 100 people in the goddamn room, and I'll run an Omega 3 as a
Hey,
freebie.
you know what? Friday, I am going to have one of these as a freebie, as a giveaway for my
Yeah.
buyers. So, and it's
Well,
not the
no, but
first time. I have given lots of these Omegas away for free
you
as a
can
Yes.
give them
gift.
away
As
to
gift.
followers, but you can use metrics for when you run that specific followers giveaway. I need 50 people in the room. I'm going to run this. So when that flood
Good
comes in,
idea.
you start running the other shit you need to run while all those people are there.
Good idea.
Um,
I think I might try that.
Well, if you've got 100 fucking copies of a big key, you can do whatever you want with them. Use them as leverage.
Pilsner has one
Yeah,
good idea. Show there it was.
yep.
there you go.
I came in
I
the other
don't
day
know if that
and
was a whole idea. That might be half an idea.
I came in to Skippin's show the other day, and she's like, "Oh, I got a book for you to win bragging rights with," and she's like, "It's an Omega." I'm like, thank you so much."
Santa's got
But I
more than you do.
no, I don't. It's the fact that I think people should get them that really
Well, they
really want
should.
them.
I
I
saw
mean,
CCC ran a holiday special Lobo last night. Is it worth a lot? No, but it's a first key, right? Dog first appearance.
yeah.
People don't even know what it was.
I don't
It's
know
a
if you would
Christmas.
have won. I don't know if you would have won this past week.
Me? I never win.
With bragging rights. Those were in some insane books this last
Yeah,
week.
Well, yeah, but
seriously,
Santa told me I can't cheat. I can't pull up my PC because I didn't get
that's
it
right.
this week.
Because I said the same to Alien too.
Prove how everyone else doesn't cheat. Give me evidence how everyone else doesn't cheat.
Because
I
I
want
can
to see
show
the
know,
receipt.
receipts.
They said so. They said so, just like the government.
Oh wait a minute,
anyway.
who works for the government on here? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Who doesn't cheat? It
Well,
must be
hold
Punisher
on, hold
doesn't
on.
cheat.
I do as a
Punisher didn't
contractor
buy
to
those books.
for the
He stole
Canadian
them out of the
government.
mail
So,
cycle.
anyways, guys, I'm gonna play us out. If you
Yep.
want to stay backstage, we're gonna talk. But thank you again to the panel, everyone in the chat. Have a
Thanks,
great
panel. Good
and
time.
awesome
See you guys.
Thanksgiving
Gal.
and Black Friday.
Gobble
All right.
gobble.
That is inappropriate.